Bitcoin is the gift that keeps on giving, but it's more than just in one way. Every 4 years or every 210,000 blocks, there's an event called the halving event, which essentially what happens is that the Bitcoin reward is cut in half. So in the previous epoch, the Bitcoin reward was 6.25 Bitcoin approximately every 10 minutes, and that was cut in half to 3.125. Now, there's all different types of grifters and marketers in this space. And the Bitcoin Layer 2 marketers have found their angle. They've realized that every 4 years, they can concern troll as many people as possible into thinking that there's a minor death spiral. And of course, Bitcoin is broken, Bitcoin's security budget is failing, and they need to fix it. Move over, Ordinal Wizards. Apparently, you didn't make Bitcoin fun enough to keep it profitable. So, the Bitcoin Layer 2 folks have showed up, and they're about to tell us why they are the new hero that Bitcoin needs. Welcome back, everyone. That's right, guys. The Ordinal Wizards just couldn't get the job done, so here we are. The Bitcoin L2s are about to save Bitcoin. You know that I don't really believe that, but the good folks at Cointelegraph published this article, which is really just a giant marketing scheme. So I figured I'm going to do a clip to expose this absolute garbage. Let's dive into it. Bitcoin L2s help crypto miners in Asia supplement income with staking. Things that aren't true. Chinese miners are still an important part of Bitcoin mining ecosystem, reportedly accounting for over 50% of the network's hash rate, which is really interesting because back in 2021, when the when the China mining and trading ban came into play, essentially what happened was that the hash rate dropped by 50%. But yet here we are today, that ban is still in place, and yet there's still 50% or approximately 50% of the hash rate that's coming from China. So it appears that even one of the most totalitarian governments couldn't stop Bitcoin mining. Very interesting. Anyways, the rise of these solutions seems to be bolstered by miners seeking a creative alternative revenue streams for themselves, especially in the wake of the recent Bitcoin halving. That's just words. They're mining Bitcoin. Where do you get that they're trying to get a whole bunch of shitcoins? Bitcoin L2 technologies seem to be offering a lifeline to these critical network participants. Robbie Liu, head of Asia at blockchain protocol Polyhedra Network. So very interesting, right? A shitcoiner is telling you that Bitcoin needs shitcoins in order to save the miners. Now, we're going to just completely pretend that Bitcoin hasn't been running for the last 15 years without the shitcoins, okay? We're just going to pretend. We're going to pretend that the miner death spirals are always just around the corner, and what we need are these innovative clown shows in order to fix Bitcoin. Bitcoin L2s are not just an innovation, they're a necessity for the evolving crypto ecosystem in Asia. With the recent halving, miners are looking at ways to maintain profitability. Again, this is just absolute, it's just words, right? It's just totally words. And this thing about the Bitcoin L2s being an innovation and a necessity and blah, 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 none of that is true. Okay, RSK or Rootstock came out in like 2016. Nobody gives a shit about that. Dan Held invested in that crap and nobody cares. They can't seem to get anybody to pay attention to them because, again, it's all just different. It's just different forms of shitcoining, okay? All it is ways to trick you out of your Bitcoin. One of the most significant developments in the Bitcoin L2 space over the past year or so has been the introduction of various staking and restaking mechanisms. Now, again, like I said, I covered this in a previous video about Babylon. You can't stake your Bitcoin, okay? I know you think you can, but what that entails is you losing control of your Bitcoin in order to seek minor profits in some shitcoin. It doesn't make sense. And the thing is, these people prey, they prey on a few different things. Number one, they prey on the whole minor death spiral thing, right? We need to be doing something in order to save Bitcoin. That's the first thing. The second thing they prey on is they'll show you, these marketers will show you, hey, look, had you have put your Bitcoin to work, you would have been earning this like 6 to 9% weekly or annually or whatever it is. And that's just bullshit, because again, the goal is to get your Bitcoin. That's all it is. They're going to say whatever they have to say to get your Bitcoin. Anyways, Yongjin Kim, CEO of crypto futures exchange Flipster, told Cointelegraph that projects with staking are opening up new possibilities for capital efficiency, citing protocols like Babylon as an example. Now, I just mentioned to you guys that I did a video on Babylon. I'll post it in the link. I'll post it in the show notes. And at the end of this video, if you guys want to go check it out, I went through as best I could through that entire ecosystem. It all just sounds like a bunch of nonsensical garbage. And the graph that they showed made no sense at all, because they essentially show people staking their Bitcoin. Then it goes through this Rube Goldberg machine of creating other tokens and then restaking those tokens so that you can get more of those tokens. And then all the way at the end of it, it shows your Bitcoin being unstaked through the Babylon protocol. Why wouldn't you just be able to unstake your own Bitcoin? Personally, I'm staying away from all of this crap, okay? I'm most likely the only channel that's telling you guys the truth about these shitcoins. A lot of other people are going to sit there. They're going to tell you about the marketing. They're going to explain to you how this is how the system evolves. This is all nonsense. All of this is storytelling to separate you from your Bitcoin. And honestly, I think Adam Back he most likely had the best take on this. He most likely did have the best take on this. He said, as far as I can tell, it looks like a lockup incentive as used by OneCoin, Hex, and a few others. The lockup trick is to deter selling to support a thin price so insiders can exit. The one difference is Stacks convert new Stacks reward into BTC by requiring miners pay BTC to lock up token holders to get new Stacks. So, guys, not besides the fact that Stacks had a massive pre-mine, you can hear it right there from Adam. It is a extremely complex Rube Goldberg machine in order to separate you from your Bitcoin and separate you from the idea that you're being grifted. I'm not going to stop talking about these things. I will always expose these ridiculous grifts. I understand that people are going to be able to show you short-term numbers, possibly show you percentages. Look, had you just invested in this, guess what? Had you have just bought and accumulated Bitcoin, you would outperform all of these people. All of this is designed to separate you from your Bitcoin. Any Bitcoin layer 2 that needs to create a brand new token, it's a grift. It is a complete grift. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter whether it comes from a shitcoiner, whether it comes from some Bitcoin association where a bunch of Bitcoiners got together. The second they are handing you another token, it is an IOU. That's all it is. It's an IOU that is attached to absolutely no mechanisms for redemption. Anyways, guys, stay safe out there. This bull run is going to be a lot of fun, and I can already see the noise coming from the Bitcoin layer 2s, coming from the ordinal folks, coming from the Solana idiots. Get ready. There's going to be a lot of fireworks. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.